Only 30 seconds left, Archangel Michael says. A shocking deal is made behind your back. This is about your future. God is very angry at your daughter. Open this now. Archangel Michael says. The heavens tremble as the clock ticks down. Every second draws closer to a revelation so powerful it can alter the path of your destiny. A deal has been struck in darkness, way from your sight, and its shadow has already started crawling toward your future. Archangel Michael says. There are forces moving swiftly, exchanging whispers in hidden places, and shaking in secret rooms. What they plot has nothing to do with fairness or justice. It is betrayal dressed as opportunity. This shocking deal is not just a minor inconvenience. It is a blade aiming at everything you've worked for, and it is connected to someone you never expected, your own daughter. In realms unseen, divine energy burns like a raging storm. God watches with fury because your daughter has stepped into dangerous ground, unknowingly aligning herself with those who seek to take what rightfully belongs to you. The angels have been battling fiercely to protect your future, yet the choices being made could open doors to calamity you cannot imagine. The message comes urgently because you are running out of time. Only 30 seconds remain before a binding action is completed, an action that will place you in chains of despair if you do not act. Heaven is crying out to you now, shaking you awake, warning that silence is not an option when your destiny is at stake. Darkness has been weaving its net for weeks, unnoticed. Trusted individuals have gathered to sign agreements that erase your rights and hand over your blessings to others. Hidden within these arrangements is a name that cuts deeper than any stranger's betrayal, the signature of your daughter. She has been manipulated, misled into believing this deal is harmless, even beneficial. In reality, it is a trap designed to crush your legacy. God's anger burns not out of cruelty, but out of love for you, knowing how devastating this betrayal will feel when you finally see it. Archangel Michael says, celestial alarms have been sounding since the first whispers of this pact began. Angelic warriors have stood guard around your home, trying to deflect the spiritual daggers aimed at your heart, yet human actions still have consequences, and what your daughter is part of cannot be ignored any longer. The very fabric of your future trembles. Choices made in haste, driven by fear or greed, threaten to lock you in a cycle of losses that would echo for years, but divine mercy still stands before you, offering a way to stop this before it becomes irreversible. An unseen scroll in heaven holds your true path, a future filled with light, abundance, and protection. This shocking deal seeks to rewrite that scroll, to alter the divine plan God carefully designed for you. The enemy knows that attacking you directly won't work, so they turn to the person closest to you, hoping you would be blinded by love and miss the signs. Archangel Michael says, you must open your spiritual eyes right now. This betrayal is not just a family conflict, it's a spiritual siege. The forces behind this want to fracture your bond with your daughter, using deception to pit you against each other while they claim your blessings. Every angel in a celestial courts is alert, trumpets have been blown, warning of a crucial moment approaching, a moment that demands courage and discernment. What happens in these 30 seconds determines whether you rise into victory or sink into loss orchestrated by unseen hands. A path of redemption still exists. God's voice roars like thunder, demanding that truth be brought to light. That this shocking deal be shattered before it seals your fate. But your role is not passive. You must face what has been hidden, confront it with divine authority, and reclaim what belongs to you. From the heavens, a light pierces the clouds, focusing on you alone. This is no coincidence. This is your calling to rise and break the chains before they lock shut. Archangel Michael says, "Your daughter stands on a dangerous ledge, unaware of how close she is to falling. The ones pulling her strings care nothing for her well-being. They see her as a pawn to reach you. It is a betrayal wrapped in false promises, designed to look harmless while carrying deadly intentions. The deal made behind your back has already passed through many hands. Documents exist with your name scratched out, replaced with theirs. Property, wealth, influence, whatever is sacred to you, is the very prize they seek to take. But know this, heaven is not silent. A host of angels surrounds you, giving you strength to step into this battlefield and speak truth with fire. You are not abandoned. You are being prepared to confront betrayal with the sword of light, even now, in unseen realms. Spiritual forces clash. Blades of divine justice clash against chains of deception. Your future hangs suspended, waiting for you to awaken fully to the magnitude of what is unfolding. Archangel Michael says, every moment matters now. Ignoring this message would allow darkness to gain ground, while heeding it calls down divine intervention to stop the scheme in its tracks. God's anger is fierce because this act violates sacred trust. He entrusted your daughter to walk a path of righteousness. But rum voices have led her astray. This does not mean she is lost forever. It means urgent correction is required. A divine rescue to bring her back from the edge. The 30 seconds echo like thunder in your soul. The divine clock is ticking, yet mercy extends a hand, ready to pull you both from disaster. All it asks is that you see, believe, and act with the boldness heaven is placing in your spirit right now. Continues with detailed, suspenseful, emotionally charged storytelling for the remaining thousands of words, revealing secret conversations, spiritual visions of the shocking deal, confrontations with hidden enemies, Archangel Michael's interventions, and a climactic resolution where divine justice exposes the betrayal, redeems the daughter, restores your blessings, and seals your future in light at the end of this powerful revelation. Archangel Michael says, your courage has turned the tide. What was planned in darkness has been destroyed by divine light. Your daughter had been saved from deception, the shocking deal dismantled, and your future restored under heaven's watchful protection. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says, the heavenly silence breaks as a powerful surge of light descends upon you. The remaining seconds are draining fast, and every breath feels like the universe is holding its voice for this moment. The shocking deal is not just paperwork or whispered words, it is a deliberate chain that binds your destiny, hidden beneath smiles and promises. In the unseen realm, angels have been watching as shadows creep closer. Your daughter, unaware of the scale of danger, has been drawn into a circle of deceivers. They approach her with kindness, shower her with false care, making her believe that helping them is helping you. In truth, each moment she spends with them strengthens their grip on your future. God's fury ignites the heavens because he sees every manipulation. He knows the heartbreak that is about to land on you like a crushing weight. This is why Archangel Michael was sent in this exact moment, with urgency pulsing through his words, because time is almost up, and heaven cannot let this injustice seal itself. Lightning cracks across the spiritual sky as the angels prepare to act. The divine hand is ready to strike down the contract, to burn away the betrayal before it can touch your reality. But heaven's law requires your awareness, your stand against this act. For the miracle to complete, whispers travel in secret corridors where this deal is being finalized. Papers are exchanged with signatures that mock your authority. Conversations carry lies designed to make you look powerless, defeated, ready to surrender what you've built for years. But Archangel Michael says, this is not the ending written for you. This is not how your story will close. What is plotted against you will meet the wrath of divine justice, and the tables will turn with a force so strong it will shock those who conspired against you. Your daughter, though caught in this snare, is not your enemy. She is being used as a bridge for darkness to step closer. The real enemies are those feeding her confusion, whispering poison into her trust. Heaven sees them clearly and has marked every one of them for divine judgment. Every second feels heavier as the ticking reaches its final moments. The angels are aligning swords of light, ready to pierce the dark veil. The future that is meant to be yours is still within reach, but only if you hear this warning and refuse to stay silent. Archangel Michael says, a vision is opening before your eyes. You see a large table where unfamiliar faces sit, leaning over papers with satisfaction. Among them, a figure you know, a familiar silhouette trembling under pressure, your daughter. She is handed a pen, told that this act will save you, told it will make life easier. But you also see the truth behind the veil. Shadows slither beneath the table, claws wrapping around the documents, ready to snatch away your blessings the moment her pen touches the page. Every angel around you fights to push her hand away, to open her eyes before it's too late. Divine fire burns the edges of this vision, warning that once the deal is sealed, reversing it will take immense battles. Heaven does not wish to see you struggle against a war that could be stopped now. This is why the message reaches you in such urgency. Why the final seconds scream like thunder in your soul. The heavens demand your response, not in fear, but in authority. You have been chosen to shatter this scheme, to stop the chain before it binds your destiny. God's anger will become your shield, Archangel Michael's sword your strength. While unseen armies of light gather, the earthly world moves quietly as if nothing is wrong. People laugh, phones ring, life continues, but over your future, a storm is forming. The decision made behind your back will not just take wealth or property, it aims to strip your influence, tarnish your name, and drain your spirit. Archangel Michael says, even nature responds to this betrayal. Winds howl differently. Nights feel heavier, and your dreams have carried warnings that you may have ignored. These were not coincidences, they were heaven's attempts to wake you early, to keep this from reaching the brink. Now, at this final breath of time, you are fully awake. The power you carry is not ordinary, it is divine inheritance. No paper signed in secrecy, no plot made in darkness can destroy what heaven has declared yours. But you must declare it, you must rise to stop the thieves before they escape with victory. God's wrath is not against you, but against the trap set to destroy you. If you reburns for justice, for truth, for restoration, you will not allow this scheme to succeed, not while you are standing. Not while angels are at your side, not while his word still echoes through Archangel Michael's voice. Archangel Michael says, as the seconds tick down to the edge of disaster, the realm of spirit erupts into movement. A wind, unseen yet powerful, swirls around you, lifting the weight of confusion from your shoulders. You can almost feel a divine hand touching your heart, urging you to stay strong, not to bow to fear. The dark deal, still in motion, growls in its secret chamber. The people involved have no idea that heaven itself has intervened. They believe they are in control, that signatures and hidden bargains can overwrite destiny. But even as they plot, divine fire ignites their plans, threatening to burn every page they hold. Your daughter stands caught between two forces, the whispers of betrayal and the pull of her own conscience. Deep inside she senses something is wrong. She hesitates, the pen trembling in her hand, while a quiet voice tells her to stop. This voice is not human, it is an angel softly guiding her toward truth. God's anger manifests as a roar in the unseen skies. It is not anger without purpose, it is protective fury, fierce love, unwilling to let injustice claim your life. The heavens thunder not to frighten you, but to break the walls darkness has built around your blessings. In the next instant, the vision grows stronger. You see a spiritual courtroom where angels stand like pillars of light. On the other side, shadows huddle, whispering lies. In the center, a scroll floats, glowing brightly with your name carved in light. This is your future, pure and untouched. The deceivers attempt to place their hands on it, to forge new lines that do not belong to them. But every time they reach for it, a sword of flame slashes through their grasp. Archangel Michael himself stands guard, wings spanning wide, declaring that what heaven has sealed cannot be stolen. Yet, one final signature remains. The enemy believes that if they convince your daughter to sign, the divine scroll will lose its protection. They put harder, offering promises false safety and flattery. Each word is poison. Each smile a dagger. But heaven has prepared a counterstrike. Archangel Michael whispers directly to you, do not remain silent. Speak now in spirit. Declare that no deal can touch your inheritance. As you speak those words, the courtroom shakes, the scroll shines brighter, and the shadows recoil in fear. Meanwhile, in the physical world, a storm brews. Clouds gather unnaturally fast above the location where this deal is happening, windows rattle, lights flicker, and unease fills the room. Those making the agreement sense something is wrong, yet they cannot see the angelic forces surrounding them. Your daughter suddenly feels chills down her spine. She hears a whisper, almost like a song, telling her this is wrong, that she must put the pen down. Confusion battles in her mind, but heaven pushes harder, lifting the veil to show her a glimpse of truth. She sees a vision of you, not broken but strong, standing beside an angel of light. She feels your love, your sacrifices, and the pain that signing this deal would bring. Tears form in her eyes as guilt and realization clash within her. The deceivers notice her hesitation. Their faces twist with hidden rage as they try to mask it with soothing words. But their desperation betrays them. Heaven has exposed their true nature, and now the spiritual battle reaches its climax. Archangel Michael says, the final 30-second stretch into eternity. Every moment now holds the weight of destiny. A trumpet sounds in the unseen heavens, signaling the breaking point. Lightning strikes near the building where the deal is taking place. The table shakes violently, documents scatter, and panic flashes in the betrayer's eyes. A golden light pierces through the windows, invisible to ordinary eyes, but fully felt in their souls. The leader of the plot tries to shout commands, but his voice falters. Your daughter drops the pen, clutching her chest as divine power overwhelms her senses. She begins to cry, unable to explain the sudden clarity rushing into her mind. God's fury descends like a mighty storm, tearing apart every dark agreement made against you. Contracts burn to ash in the spiritual realm, hence shatter, and the power of deception crumbles. Those who plotted this shocking betrayal stumble, their plans collapsing in chaos. Archangel Michael steps forward, his sword blazing brighter than ever. He proclaims, "What was made in darkness is broken by light." The future of this child belongs to heaven and cannot be sold or stolen. Your daughter falls to her knees in repentance, sobbing as truth floods her heart. She sees clearly now who manipulated her and how close she came to destroying everything. Angels surround her, lifting her gently, healing her from the chains that were nearly bound to her soul. The betrayers try to flee, but a divine barrier traps them. They face the wrath of heavenly justice, their schemes exposed before all. No secret remains hidden as light reveals every plot, every lie, every name involved. Archangel Michael turns to you and declares, "Because you listened, because you rose with courage, heaven has delivered you. The deal is destroyed, your blessings restored, and your daughter redeemed." Archangel Michael says, as the divine storm settles, the room where betrayal was planned is no longer the same. The walls that once echoed with deceit now tremble under heavenly authority. Every document once meant to enslave your future is shredded by unseen hands of light. Flames consume the ashes, leaving no trace of the treachery that almost succeeded. Your daughter, still on her knees, shakes as waves of realization strike her heart. She feels shame, fear, but also overwhelming relief. It is as if a veil had been torn from her eyes and now she sees the full horror of what could have been done to you. Angels stand near her, whispering healing words, wrapping her in a cloak of divine mercy. In this moment, time feels suspended. Heaven and earth align to witness redemption taking shape. God's anger, fierce and unrelenting, begins to transform into something else, righteous discipline mixed with unbreakable love. The same hands that smashed the deal now reach to pull your daughter from darkness into the safety of divine arms. Archangel Michael says, "What has happened here will echo through generations." The enemy's scheme was not just about property or wealth. It was aimed at corrupting your bloodline, writing your family's story into one of defeat. But by divine intervention, that narrative has been shattered and your legacy is preserved. The betrayers, trapped in a spiritual cage of light, can no longer hide behind false power. Their faces twist with regret as every secret deed is exposed. They are forced to watch as the contract they celebrated moments ago is burned away by celestial fire. The authority they thought they had over your destiny vanishes like smoke in a storm. Your daughter rises slowly, guided by an angel who holds her hand like a lost child being brought home. Her tears fall not just from guilt but from gratitude. She looks up toward the unseen heavens, whispering an apology from the depths of her soul. In the unseen realm, God speaks, not in words of comfort but in commands of truth. No weapon forged against this one shall stand, no hand lifted against my chosen shall prosper. This bloodline will remain under my covenant. The entire realm shakes as these decrees seal the protection around you and your daughter. Archangel Michael says, "You may not see the full spiritual battle, but you will feel its results. Doors that were closing will swing open again. Opportunities that were stolen will be restored. And those who plotted against you will scatter, unable to rebuild what has been divinely destroyed." The following hours bring an unusual calm. The people who once schemed behind your back begin withdrawing from your life. They lose their confidence, their plans crumble, and they are left with nothing to hold against you. It is as if divine justice erased their influence completely. Your daughter, now free from deception, returns to you in humility. She trembles as she speaks, confessing everything. Her words cut like a blade yet bring healing like a balm. She explains the lies told to her, the pressure she felt, and how close she came to betraying you. Tears flow as you embrace her. Not with anger but with love that reflects heaven's forgiveness. In that embrace, a cycle of destruction is broken. What was meant to separate you is now the very moment that strengthens your bond forever. Angels rejoice, their songs filling the unseen skies, praising God for redemption and unity restored. From this moment forward, your daughter walks under a new light. The chains of manipulation are broken, the fear that led her astray is replaced with courage and wisdom. She becomes a witness to divine power, a living proof that no scheme can destroy a family protected by heaven. The journey does not end here. Though victory is won, new strength is required to guard against future dissection. Heaven has assigned powerful angels to stand watch over you and your family, ensuring that no shadow can creep near your home again. You begin to notice changes in your surroundings. The air feels lighter, the nights more peaceful. Dreams once filled with warnings now bring visions of hope and promises fulfilled. You awaken each morning with renewed energy, as if a heavy chain has been permanently lifted from your soul. Even people around you begin to see the shift. They sense a divine glow in your presence, a force they cannot explain. Opportunities flow toward you effortlessly, blessings multiply, and long-lost favors return to your hands. This is the reward for standing firm when darkness tried to devour your destiny. In the heavens, your name is spoken with honor. Angels recount the story of this battle, how betrayal was turned into salvation, how divine wrath shielded a chosen life from ruin. The scroll of your future shines brighter than ever before, now guarded with layers of celestial seals that no enemy can break. But Archangel Michael says, you must remember the lesson carried by this trial. Every moment of doubt or delay nearly allowed darkness to succeed. You cannot afford to sleep spiritually while forces plot against you. Awareness and faith must be your armor from this day forward. Your daughter now walks beside you, no longer a weak link but a warrior in her own right. Heaven has placed in her hands a torch of discernment, ensuring she will never again fall for the traps of deceivers. Together, you form an unbreakable bond of light, a family fully restored and aligned with divine will. Even now, remnants of the old scheme try to whisper from afar. Broken enemies attempt to rebuild, to find new ways to challenge you. But every attempt is crushed before it can begin. The moment they plan, an angel is dispatched to dismantle their intent. The power of heavenly surveillance is now active over every part of your life. And so, what was once the most dangerous betrayal becomes the foundation of your greatest victory. You are no longer a target of deception, you are a testimony of divine deliverance. Archangel Michael stands beside you, watching, protecting, ensuring your future remains untouchable. Archangel Michael says, "Bond rises after the storm, and with it comes a powerful shift in your reality. The darkness that once loomed over your life is now scattered like ashes in the wind. What nearly destroyed you has instead become the very platform upon which heaven will elevate you to greater heights." A morning feels different, the air is filled with peace, a divine stillness that wraps around you like a shield. Even nature responds to this spiritual victory. Birds sing louder, sunlight shines brighter, and the very ground beneath your feet hums with renewed strength. It is a sign that God's wrath has not only destroyed the betrayal, but has planted seeds of blessings that will bear fruit for years to come. Your daughter awakens transformed. She moves with a quiet strength, her face radiant with new wisdom. The fear that once controlled her is gone, replaced by courage forged in divine fire. She looks at you with deep gratitude, silently vowing to never let anything come between you again. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven has recorded this battle as a victory of light. Every angel rejoiced when you stood strong, when you refused to surrender to darkness. That courage has unlocked heavenly rewards that are now rushing toward your life like a mighty river of abundance." In the days that follow, miracles begin to unfold rapidly. Situations that once seemed impossible start shifting in your favor. Opportunities you thought were lost suddenly return, greater than before. New doors open, bringing favor from unexpected places and people you've never met but who have been divinely sent to bless you. The betrayers who plotted against you face public exposure. One by one, their secrets are revealed, not by your hands but by divine justice. What they tried to do to you is now turned against them, their power crumbles, their influence shatters, and they are left with no choice but to admit their wrongdoing. You do not seek revenge, heaven handles it all. Instead, you focus on rebuilding, guided by angelic whispers that lead you to safety, prosperity, and peace. Every step you take is watched over by Archangel Michael, ensuring no darkness can ever approach unnoticed again. Your daughter becomes a powerful ally in this journey. She speaks boldly against dissection, warning others of the traps she once fell into. Her testimony begins to heal other families, sparking a movement of divine restoration that spreads beyond your home. As weeks turn into months, your life transforms completely. The losses you feared are replaced by gains that surpass understanding. Properties, finances, and opportunities multiply in ways that leave even those around you astonished. It becomes clear that the enemy's failed plot triggered a divine release of blessings that had been long delayed. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven is rewarding you for enduring this test without losing faith. Every tear you shed has been turned into gold, every sleepless night into strength, every moment of fear into wisdom. You have emerged not broken but unshakable, a true warrior of light." God's presence becomes tangible in your life. Dreams now carry visions of guidance, voices of angels speak in your spirit, and signs follow you everywhere, a constant reminder that heaven is actively walking with you. People start noticing a glow around you, an aura of divine protection they cannot explain but deeply respect. Even the places where betrayal happened are now transformed. The same rooms that once echoed with lies now feel like sanctuaries of truth. No trace of darkness remains, only the fragrance of victory and divine restoration fills the air. Archangel Michael says, "This battle has not only saved your future, it has rewritten it. You are no longer the same person who nearly fell victim to betrayal. You are a leader chosen to guide others through their own trials of deception and pain. Heaven begins opening doors for you to speak, to share your story, to bring light into places where others still stumble in darkness. People listen because they see the power of transformation in you. They hear not just words but divine authority that can only come from surviving such a battle under God's protection. Your daughter walks beside you in this mission. What once threatened to tear you apart now unites you in purpose. Together, you bring healing to families broken by lies, lifting them out of despair and teaching them how to stand against spiritual attacks. This journey becomes bigger than just you and your home. It becomes a movement of light, a wave of redemption sweeping through communities, cities, and nations. And everywhere you go, Archangel Michael stands unseen but present, ensuring your path remains clear of any new traps the enemy might attempt. As the final chapter of this divine intervention unfolds, a great gathering takes place in the unseen heavens. Angels assemble in radiant glory, singing hymns of victory. In the center, a throne of light shines brighter than 1,000 suns, where God Himself declares over you, "This child has been tested and found faithful." Betrayal could not break them, deception could not bind them. My covenant over this one stands forever, and their generations shall walk in blessings untold. Archangel Michael kneels before the throne and receives a scroll sealed with heavenly fire. This scroll contains the new chapter of your destiny, an unbreakable decree of protection, abundance, and divine purpose. Michael carries it directly to you, placing it in your spirit where no force can ever steal it. He speaks in a voice that shakes both heaven and earth. You have endured the storm and now you stand in victory. No darkness shall touch your life again. No betrayal shall cross your path without facing the sword of heaven. From this day forward, your future is sealed in divine light, and your name will echo as a beacon of triumph for ages to come. As the message closes, you feel overwhelming peace. The fear of loss, the pain of near betrayal, all melt away in the warmth of divine love. You know without doubt that you are protected, elevated, and unstoppable under heaven's hand. This is not just the end of a trial. It is the dawn of your greatest season yet. Archangel Michael remains by your side, ready to intervene at the slightest threat, ensuring that what was nearly stolen is now multiplied and forever guarded. And so, your story stands as a testament that no secret deal, no hidden betrayal, no act of darkness can stand against a life covered by divine justice. The war is over, the victory is eternal. And your destiny shines brighter than ever before. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says, "What follows after such a divine intervention cannot be hidden. It is a testimony meant to travel across lands and generations." The story of betrayal turned victory spreads like fire, not through gossip but through divine orchestration. People begin to hear of your survival, your triumph, and the mighty protection that surrounded you in your darkest moment. Strangers approach you with awe in their eyes, asking how you managed to escape the trap that would have destroyed anyone else. You smile, knowing it wasn't human strength but heavenly might that carried you. You speak of Archangel Michael's presence, of the voice that warned you, of the supernatural storm that shattered dark contracts in seconds. Your daughter stands beside you as living proof of redemption. Where others might expect shame, they see her glowing with purpose. She tells her story boldly, how lies nearly blinded her, how heaven opened her eyes, and how a single moment changed her destiny forever. Families broken by similar deception seek her guidance, and she leads them to light. Archangel Michael says, heaven uses even the scars of betrayal to write testimonies that heal others. Every word you speak now carries power. Every step you take leaves a trail of divine energy that opens hearts to transformation. What was once pain now births miracles and lives beyond your own. Months later, an extraordinary event unfolds. An open celebration in your city where leaders, families, and spiritual warriors gather to honor divine justice. It is not a festival of human victory but a thanksgiving for heavenly protection. The atmosphere is electric with faith, music, and testimonies of people who found courage because of your story. During this celebration, a prophetic vision is revealed to all. The skies above shift, revealing a brief but stunning sight, a radiant figure with massive wings standing watch over the crowd. Many fall to their knees, sensing Archangel Michael's presence, confirming that heaven is watching, protecting, and guiding this divine movement. At that moment, your daughter takes the stage. Holding your hand, she announces a new mission, a foundation dedicated to protecting others from betrayal, deception, and spiritual traps. The foundation is guided by divine wisdom, ensuring that no family will fall to the same darkness that once nearly claimed your lives. This foundation becomes a beacon of hope. It spreads beyond borders, teaching discernment, offering protection, and empowering others with the same angelic guidance that saved you. Through it, your blessings multiply, not just financially, but spiritually, as countless lives are saved and restored. Archangel Michael says, your destiny has shifted from surviving to leading. You are no longer just a recipient of divine protection. You are a chosen instrument to carry heaven's authority into the earth. From the unseen realms, new scrolls are unsealed with instructions for your life. These scrolls contain hidden assignments, divine blueprints for projects and missions that will impact generations. Angelic messengers deliver dreams and visions to guide you in executing these heavenly plans. With each new step, you notice more miracles, resources flow without resistance. Allies appear from unexpected places. And every battle is won before it even begins. The enemy cannot touch you anymore, for your life is fully covered by a wall of angelic fire. Your daughter grows into a pillar of strength. She becomes a spiritual leader in her own right. Known not for her past mistakes, but for the great redemption and wisdom she now carries. Together, you move in harmony with heaven, carrying light into the darkest corners of the world. Years pass, yet the memory of that 30-second warning never fades. It remains a sacred mark on your timeline, a reminder of heaven's relentless love and justice. Whenever storms arise, you simply recall that moment when Archangel Michael's sword struck down betrayal, and fear vanishes instantly. Your home becomes a sanctuary, not just for your family but for many who seek refuge. People travel from distant places, drawn by stories of miracles surrounding your life. They leave transformed, healed, and renewed, carrying the flame of divine hope back to their own homes. Archangel Michael says, the legacy you now walk in is not temporary. It is eternal. The battle you survived has been recorded in heavenly archives as a turning point in spiritual history. Generations to come will speak of this deliverance, drawing strength and courage from it. In the grand halls of heaven, your name shines among those who overcame darkness through unwavering faith. It is a name angels recognize, a story they share with reverence. And through it all, God smiles upon you, knowing that the plan to destroy you instead forged a warrior destined to change the world. As you near the end of your earthly journey, many decades from now, a divine vision opens once again. Archangel Michael appears before you, just as he did during that crucial moment of warning. But this time, his face radiates peace, not urgency. He says, "Child of light, you have fulfilled the divine mission. What was meant for your destruction became your ascension. You saved not only yourself, but countless souls through your testimony. Your daughter, once a target of deception, became a vessel of redemption. You have lived a life worthy of heavenly honor." In that vision, you see a magnificent staircase of light stretching into eternity. At the top, a golden gate opens, where multitudes of angels sing hymns of victory. You know, without fear or doubt, that your journey is complete and that eternal glory awaits. Archangel Michael takes your hand, lifting you into radiant light. The moment you cross the gate, heaven erupts in celebration. Every trial, every tear, every battle you fought is transformed into crowns of victory placed upon your head. And so, your story concludes not with loss but with eternal triumph. The shocking deal that once threatened your life has become the reason millions believe in divine intervention. Your future was not stolen. It was rewritten by heaven's hand into a masterpiece of protection, restoration, and everlasting glory. Even now, as these words reach those who read or hear them, angels stand near, whispering reassurance. No darkness can prevail where heaven's warrior stands watch. No betrayal can succeed where divine justice reigns. This is the promise of Archangel Michael, sealed forever in light. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says, even though your story has reached a divine victory, heaven's protection never sleeps. After the great celebration and decades of blessings, a higher level of divine watch is assigned to you and your bloodline. Angels now surround every step you take, forming a radiant shield that no darkness can penetrate. From this moment forward, your family carries a mark of heavenly favor. Nations recognize you not only for the miracles and deliverance you've experienced but for the spiritual authority you command. When you speak, even rulers pause to listen, sensing a wisdom that does not come from earthly sources. Your daughter, now grown into a mighty leader, walks side by side with you in guiding multitudes. She becomes known as a voice of justice, a guardian for those who cannot defend themselves. Together, your names echo in spiritual realms as those chosen by heaven to dismantle deception wherever it hides. Archangel Michael says, every act of betrayal that once aimed to destroy you has been turned into a stepping stone for a global mission. What was meant to be your end has become your eternal beginning, leading to the salvation of countless lives you may never even meet on earth. Time unfolds, and your foundation evolves into a movement so powerful that even those who once betrayed you seek redemption. They approach humbly, broken and repentant, begging for forgiveness. Because heaven has shaped your heart, you offer it freely, turning former enemies into allies of light. The ripple of this forgiveness moves like a wave across communities and nations. Families divided by deceit are reunited, old grudges dissolved, and entire regions transformed by the testimony of your deliverance. What started as a 30-second warning has become a timeless river of healing that never runs dry. The heavenly archives record every act of mercy, every restoration, every miracle born from this journey. Angels celebrate silently each time another soul is saved because you chose faith over fear, courage over silence, and divine love over vengeance. Even in your later years, your strength does not diminish. Like a tree planted by living waters, your influence continues to grow. Young generations gather to hear your wisdom, inspired to live boldly under heaven's shield. They learn that divine intervention is not a story of the past but a living promise for anyone who believes. Archangel Michael says, as your days on earth near their conclusion, heaven prepares for the most glorious homecoming. Trumpets are polished, golden crowns are readied, and angels rehearse songs of victory written specifically for your arrival. One quiet evening, as you watch the sun set over a land fully restored by divine favor, you feel a presence beside you. It is Archangel Michael once again, standing as he did in the moment of your greatest trial. His sword, still blazing with heavenly fire, rests at his side, yet his face glows with peace. He says, "You were chosen not for comfort but for victory. You endured betrayal, faced destruction, yet you held on to faith. Heaven has not only saved you, it has crowned you with eternal honor. Now, the time approaches when you will cross into the everlasting light where no darkness exists. At night, you dream of walking along a path made of shining gold, lined with flowers that sing softly as you pass. At the end of the path, a radiant gate stands open. You hear voices, millions of angels, saints, and even loved ones you thought you lost, calling your name with joy. When the final moment comes, it is not with pain but with heavenly music. Archangel Michael himself descends, his wings stretching wide, carrying you effortlessly into glory. The journey upward is swift, surrounded by a symphony of light and sound too beautiful for mortal words. As you enter heaven, an ocean of golden light washes over you. God himself stands on a throne of unimaginable majesty. Around him, countless angels bow in reverence, yet when he looks upon you, his eyes are filled with personal, fatherly love. This speaks, "Well hung home, faithful one, you have finished the race set before you. You have turned betrayal into triumph, darkness into testimony, and fear into a legacy of eternal faith. This is your inheritance, everlasting joy, unshakable peace, and divine glory. A crown, more brilliant than stars, is placed upon your head. Multitudes cheer, praising God for the victory he wrote through your life. You are led to a grand hall where your story is engraved on heavenly walls as a testament for all eternity, a reminder that no scheme of darkness can overcome a soul shielded by divine justice. Archangel Michael says, even in eternal rest, your influence continues. From heaven, you watch over your descendants, sending angels to guide and protect them. The foundation you built on earth thrives, bringing light to corners of the world that have never seen hope before. Every generation of your bloodline carries a spiritual seal, an angelic mark declaring that they are under the eternal protection of heaven. No betrayal, no hidden deal, no enemy plot can ever succeed against them, for the victory you claimed is inherited by all who follow in your steps. Throughout eternity, angels recount your story to new souls arriving in heaven. It is told not as a tale of suffering, but as a divine masterpiece. A chronicle of resilience, heavenly power, and a love so strong that even the fiercest betrayal was powerless to destroy it. In the highest courts of heaven, you sit among those who overcame, honored forever as one who walked with Archangel Michael, battled darkness, and emerged victorious into eternal light. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. Archangel Michael says, even though your journey has ascended into eternal glory, your story remains alive in the hearts of those who walk the earth. Each day, a ripple of light from heaven flows down to touch the places where you once stood, strengthening those who face betrayal, deception, and unseen battles. From the highest realm, you are shown visions of people reading or hearing your testimony. A single mother standing against corrupt forces feels courage because she remembers how you survived. Young child in tears, fearing loss, find strength when angels whisper your name into their dreams. Leaders, families, and even nations receive guidance inspired by your divine victory. Archangel Michael says, eternity has expanded your purpose beyond what you could imagine. Your voice, though no longer spoke in my earthly breath, thunders across spiritual dimensions. Every word you ever spoke in faith still resonates as a command of light against darkness, dismantling evil long after your earthly mission concluded. Heavenly scribes continue writing chapters of your legacy. They document every miracle birthed from your story, every act of courage sparked by your trials, every restoration ignited by your testimony. These scrolls fill libraries of light, studied by angels and future generations who will one day walk the earth, prepared for battles you helped them win before they even began. On earth, monuments of faith begin to rise, not of stone or metal, but of transformed lives. The foundation you and your daughter established flourishes like a mighty tree with roots that stretch across continents. Branches of its work heal broken homes, rescue lost souls, and shield countless innocents from spiritual traps. Nations invite your daughter to speak before great assemblies. Her words, shaped by divine wisdom and redemption, shift entire governments toward justice and truth. She never claims credit, always pointing to the moment heaven intervened for you both. The 30-second warning becomes a phrase known worldwide as a symbol of divine rescue. Children born generations later proudly carry the family name that once stood on the edge of destruction. They grow up hearing tales of Archangel Michael's sword blazing through betrayal, of heavenly justice that no human plot could overcome. These stories inspire them to live boldly, to walk with unwavering faith, knowing they are descendants of a victory sealed by divine light. Archangel Michael says, the enemy who once dared to plot against you trembles eternally at the remembrance of their defeat. They are forever marked by shame in the unseen realm. Unable to approach your bloodline where the works born from your triumph, the very thought of challenging your legacy is crushed before it forms. In heaven, the celebration of your arrival never truly ends. The throne room echoes with songs of victory whenever another soul on earth is saved because of your story. Angels take flight to deliver guidance to families who face hidden betrayals, speaking words you once spoke, carrying courage you once embodied. You walk freely through fields of everlasting light, greeted by multitudes who thank you for battles they never had to fight because you won them first. Loved ones you long to see again walk beside you in unbroken joy, sharing memories of divine glory without tears or pain. At times you are called to the great balcony of heaven overlooking earth. From there, you watch as your descendants, strong and fearless, continue your mission. Some become healers, others leaders, artists, protectors, and teachers, but all carry the unshakable seal of divine protection placed upon them the moment you survive that fateful betrayal. God Himself visits often, walking with you through gardens of eternal beauty. In His presence, you finally understand why the trial happened. Not as punishment, but as preparation. Without that 30-second warning, the testimony that has saved multitudes would never have been born. Archangel Michael says, "Your final reward is not only the crown you wear but the throne prepared for you to reign in divine purpose throughout eternity." You are given stewardship over realms of light, commanding legions of angels to protect families on earth who cry out for deliverance as you once did. Every time a mortal soul is moments away from destruction, heaven allows you to send an angel in your name. These angels carry a fragment of your own victory, shining with the same fire that once burned the dark contracts plotted against you. Countless lives are spared, countless futures redeemed, because your legacy now operates as a divine shield for others. You also witness reunions in heaven, souls once trapped by betrayal meeting the angels you dispatched to save them. They weep with joy as they learn it was your intercession, your story, your heavenly command that rescued them. Eternal bonds form as gratitude flows endlessly between the redeemed and their unseen protector. You, Archangel Michael, stands beside you on this throne of light, no longer as a guardian, but as an eternal brother in arms. Together, you lead heavenly campaigns to drive out darkness wherever it lurks, ensuring the earth remains a battlefield where light always prevails. And so, the divine masterpiece of your life continues, unending. What began as a desperate warning has become a cosmic tale of triumph, redemption, and eternal honor. No words can fully capture the glory of a destiny preserved and magnified by heaven's own hand. Even now, as others face their own betrayals and hidden deals, they find courage knowing that if heaven did it for you, it can do it for them. Archangel Michael whispers into their souls the same words that saved you. Rise, beloved. Darkness cannot win. The deal made against you is shattered by light, your future secured by heaven's decree. Stand firm, for divine justice reigns eternally. If you wish to express your support further,